But first, let's travel to the University of California, where friends Edward and Mario are comparing their morning routines. Let's take a look into Edward's morning as the good cook. Now we'll look at Mario, the bad cook in our story. We asked students from a variety of different universities as to whether or not they preferred their own cooking over the university-offered food at dining halls.
I would definitely have to say that I enjoy university food better than my own cooking, just because, one, it is paid for with my tuition. Two, I can just go to any on-campus food place and order and get it there right away instead of making a mess at home. And three, if I have a lot of stuff to do today, I don't even have enough time to cook. So definitely prefer university campus food over cooking.
The dining hall at my school is horrible, so when I'm hungry, I like to just cook instead.
I prefer my own cooking over the dining hall because I live off campus, so it's a little far to go to the dining hall, and we have one good one and one that's not good at all. So it's just easier for me to cook at my house, and when I cook, I know exactly what's going in the food. so I know if I'm eating something healthy or not.
I got no idea how to cook, so when I get hungry, I just go down to the dining hall and grab something to eat.
Growing up, my mom always made dinner, therefore I'm just very used to home-cooked meals. So when I got to college, I just found myself cooking all the time. It's a lot more fun, and also there's a lot more comfort in eating your own food opposed to going to somewhere like the dining hall and eating theirs.
I personally like cooking for myself better because even though dining halls have the nutritional labels on their meals, I'm more likely to succumb to my cravings at the time because the food's there, it's ready, it's in my face. And with cooking, I can go to the grocery store. It takes a little more time, but I can pick the ingredients. I know exactly what's in them. And yeah, dining halls are convenient because you go in, you get your food, and you're out. But with cooking for myself, I can meal plan. I can make meals for myself for a day, 2 days, and sometimes 3 days. And it makes me feel like I'm living a healthier lifestyle, and I can feel better about myself. So that's why I personally like cooking for myself better.
What's up, everybody? My name's Drew. I'm at the Cook Dining Hall right now. And, honestly, I think I like to cook better at home. You know, they got this chicken marsala here, and it's come on. I know Italian people. I like Italian people. Babagoo, babagoo. I like chicken marsala, and I'd be cooking it better than they serve it to me. Personally, that is my insight to that degree.
Personally, I like to cook at home better because you can customize your meal, and as a senior, I'm definitely getting sick of the campus food.
At Rutgers Dining Hall, it is easy to choose unhealthy options like pizza, pasta, and ice cream. The way the dining halls are set up, in buffet style, means that students will tend to overeat and they feel the need to get the most for their money. Most of the time, when there is too many choices to eat, students will tend to overindulge. With this being said, overeating can lead to stress and anxiety.
If students are overeating, it can negatively affect their body both physically and mentally. Students who already feel stressed because of their schoolwork, jobs, and other responsibilities may feel as though they need to use food as a way of dealing with these emotions. The amount of overwhelming thoughts and feelings going on in a student's mind over the course of the school year may make them feel more inclined to cling to food as a way of comfort or as a distraction mechanism in dealing with these responsibilities. Using food to solve these issues seems like a good idea, but in reality it isn't. The feeling that one gets after finishing a whole pint of ice cream in one sitting can actually create a sense of more stress, guilt, and frustration on that person. The wide variety of food and options that students have on college campuses makes it so easy for them to overindulge. They may find themselves eating out of boredom or just for social reasons with friends when they're not actually hungry. And this can create a very negative and hurtful impact on their body and create a habit that will last with them for the rest of their college years.
The average cost of eating out is $12.75 a meal. On average, an American eats out about 4.2 times a week. When it comes to food delivery, according to Forbes.com, on average, it's about 5 times more money to order out than it is to cook at home. By cooking your own food, students can save $200 a month in food costs. Additional savings can be made with coupon use at grocery stores as well.
Shown in the graph is the cost comparison of cooking at home, eating out at a restaurant, and buying a meal kit. If you look closely at the graph, you can see that eating out at a restaurant is $20.37. Buying a meal kit is $12.53, while cooking at home is only $4.31. My next graph shows meals where you can save the most money by cooking at home instead of eating out at a restaurant.
Trends show on this graph, the more you spend out eating at a restaurant, the greater the potential it is to save money by buying ingredients and cooking at home. For example, on the graph, sesame chicken. A restaurant price is approximately $21.94, while buying ingredients and cooking at home is $2.13. That is around 90% that you can save just by buying ingredients and cooking the sesame chicken at home. After this, you're probably wondering, why is eating out so expensive? A restaurant is a business that has to take into account the cost of rent, utilities, and the service of their staff. If you order delivery, there are additional costs that you have to be accountable for, such as gas and the service of the driver. In comparison, when cooking at home, you are only purchasing ingredients as opposed to additional services and materials.
Eating out can also take a serious toll on your health. Restaurants tend to use ingredients heavily to increase flavor. A main ingredient seen in restaurants is salt. Excessive salts harden your arteries and drives up your blood pressure. This could lead to heart attacks. You only need to be adding about 0.6 grams or half a pinch of salt, as food already contains it. Another influence as to why eating out is not always a good choice is calories. Even at full service, average meals are 200 calories more than if you cooked at home. Also, eating at full-service restaurants can lead to higher chances of overeating. Dietary behavior is influenced by dining environment, which includes eating while socializing. This mix can cause distraction from the eater and may contribute to excessive calorie intake.
Overeating is most difficult for college freshmen because they're forced to live on their own and take care of themselves for the very first time. At that age, balancing it all isn't easy. When they were in high school and living with their parents, food probably wasn't as much of an issue. Their meals were most likely planned and portioned out by their parents to be as nutritious and healthy as possible. But going into college with all of the unhealthy options that are unlimited to them, like ice cream, soda, and pizza at 3 a.m., can easily cause quick weight gain. This is why the concept of the freshman 15 is so common. Being in a new environment of eating, such as eating while studying, eating late at night, emotional eating, snacking, and drinking, all contribute to a lack of control in one's eating habits. This can ultimately cause an impact on a student's physical and mental state because they will eventually become more fatigued, and this will have an impact on how they perform while in school.
In an interview with Tori Grennan, a junior at San Diego State University, she talked about her experience with the freshman 15.
First moved away from home, I had no idea that my relationship with food would just change so drastically. I just began eating at dining halls and just eating out, but also just eating way too much than I should have. And I just was just so unaware because my parents would cook lunch and dinner for me, so I was just totally out of my element. I always heard of the freshman 15. I never knew that it could happen to me, or I guess I just didn't believe that it could happen to me. So unfortunately it did, but now that I'm older and just more aware of the effects of eating out and what it can do to your body, I've just become so much more aware. I now cook at home, I know what's going into my food, I know what exactly I'm eating. And I just realized that eating out, I just felt so tired, I felt not good about myself, and just now with cooking at home and just knowing all the ingredients and how I was prepared, I just feel so much better about myself. Just my mental and physical health, I just feel so much better.
When a student chooses to cook on their own, they have full control of the ingredient intake. Meal prepping is a very popular way that students have been able to cook while at school. When one meal preps, you have healthy meals planned out for the entire week. This is very helpful for college students who have busy schedules, and you are less likely to eat out. This saves you money and time. For quick and easy college recipes, visit this website we found.
Cooking is a quintessential act of human life. No other animal species have been found to cook. But where precisely did this begin? The Encyclopedia Britannica states cooking as the act of using heat to prepare food for consumption and is as old as civilization itself. The history of cooking sheds light on the very roots of human civilization and establishment, as the variety and traditions of cooking reflects the unique social, cultural, and environmental influences of different humans across the globe throughout time. While no one knows precisely when, who, or where cooking originated from, scientists have found remains of campfires some 1.5 million years ago. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham argued that cooking played an essential part in human evolution as it allowed food to be more digestible, thus allowing calories and nutrients within the food to be absorbed more easily. As one would expect, early archaeological evidence of food preparation suggests that the first cooks did very little to their ingredients, restrained to quite simple acts such as roasting or boiling the meat, peeling fruits, or shelling nuts. Later on in traditional societies, the task of daily preparation of foods was primarily a woman's role, although both men and women worked together to procure the necessary ingredients. The emergence of civilization and societies allowed for specialization, and thus the profession of cooking was born.
Cooking allows one to share memories with friends and family by allowing them to make home-cooked meals with each other. It is an easy way to spend time with others and try out new recipes. College students could even find a liking in cooking and develop a new hobby. It is a great de-stressor during the hard times that students may face in college.
So not knowing how to cook was especially rough for me, especially in freshman year, because coming from an international student perspective, I grew up with a certain way of cooking and having certain meals, and I lived closest to Broward, and Broward offered nothing of the sort of meals that I was having at home. Particularly, it sucked that I couldn't eat cooked vegetables. I couldn't eat salads every day, and really learning how to cook helped mitigate a lot of those pains and just made everyday life that much easier for me.
Not knowing how to cook when I came to college was very odd for me because I was so used to having a nice home-cooked meal when I was home with my parents, because my mom is the traditional Italian mom who has a very big pasta dish always on the table when I get home from school. So when I came to Rutgers and saw what the dining hall had to offer and the other establishments that we could get food at on campus here, I made it a point to learn how to cook from my mother, for myself, and now I can proudly say that I can make all my meals in my house. In conclusion, knowing how to cook is a skill that can bring ease into one's personal life. After all the facts that we have stated, it is clear to all that cooking can save you time, money, and in the end, enjoy a delicious meal made all by yourself.